Hello, welcome and welcome back. This is Jacob, and today we're going to be continuing the file narration series for the various operators in Arknights, including their voice lines. And today we are in the medic category once more. Just as a reminder, this is still the third round of these, and in each round we started with one character per category, major category. And the same rarity, being 6 stars in the first round, 5 stars in the second round, and then 4 stars in the current round. So we are once again in the medic category, and we're gonna be taking a look at the full file for Myrrh and all of her voice lines. But yeah, Myrrh, a character that I do not remember clearly if she appears anywhere in any of the stories or side stories. I might be misremembering. I do have a dumb feeling she appears somewhere at some point during some side story, but I might also be misremembering. I do have a feeling she appears for like a second, but I don't really remember. There's just too much out there. But she did also recently receive her first operator record, or rather only operator record, which actually shows her a bit as a character, which was a interesting read to be precise, considering, as we're also going to go over it in the file a bit, she is from a tribe that is very secretive and doesn't really tell anything about herself besides the fact that she is very old school when it comes to medicine, as we're also going to go over in a second. Plus, she well, I'll let the operator record talk about that one. She believes in very weird gizmos, let's put it like that. But anyway, as a operator and as a medic, for I don't know, whatever reason, I know it says here restores the HP of all allies, but that only applies to when you deploy her immediately. That's the only time when this specific perk triggers and she emergency heals at everything in the vicinity, which is quite nice actually. If you are in a situation where you need to quickly deploy a medic and your vanguard is dying very quickly, the moment you deploy her, she's gonna heal them up and everybody else in the vicinity, and then gonna keep healing. But in general, unless her skills are procced, she heals one target at a time. Her first skill her first skill is an auto skill and basically can store up to 3 charges, very quickly refilling, and when it procs and she heals with it, she basically heals 1 extra target to whoever she is healing, be it herself or the person who is getting beat on at the moment. But yeah, she heals double essentially for that, or rather hits 2 people at the same time. Her second skill is very how to put it, it's very situational. That's the word I'm looking for, considering it takes a boatload of time to load up as sort of a short duration, and the most it does is boost her attack up for a bit, very slightly. Plus it can enable her to, in the meantime, then heal two targets at once, which is kind of nice. But still, I presume most people like me will have her set just to the first skill and have that on. Obviously, it's an auto skill, so you don't have to worry about it. But yeah, also once again, I want to say, if you have 4 stars, level them. You will not regret leveling 4 stars. Quick and easy to level up, way cheaper than anybody else. But yeah. Oh, and also before we go into the file, obviously on the screen and in the description of the video will be a link to the operator record, which is on this very channel. So if you wanna watch the record and see how she interacts with other people, well, there's your option. But for now, let's get into the file, shall we? So, basic info. Codename Myrrh, gender female, combat experience none, and yes, none makes sense, she's a medic. Place of birth unknown, date of birth May 5th, race Vulpo, height 143 centimeters, infection status non-infected as confirmed by medical report. Physical exam. Physical strength normal, mobility standard, physical resilience normal, tactical acumen normal, combat skill normal, originium arts and simulation standard. Yep, pretty much fits with her. Profile. Myrrh. Birthplace unknown. Apothecary. Showed great promise in the arts and science of medicine research. Currently a member of the Rhode Island medical staff and provides pharmaceutical services. Clinical analysis. Imaging tests reveal clear normal outlines of internal organs and no abnormal shadows have been detected. Originium granules have not been detected in the circulatory system and there is no sign of infection. At this time, this operator is believed to be non-infected. Cell originium assimilation 0%. Operator Myrrh showed no symptoms of oropathy. Blood originium crystal density 0.19 units per liter. Compared to other non-infected operators, Myrrh showed a higher concentration of crystal density in her blood. More intense daily test protocols recommended. Archive file number 1. Although an ordinary medic, Operator Myrrh takes this responsibility very seriously. She goes to work early and comes home late every day, giving her all to provide other operators with quality medicine. Myrrh has unique insight into the pharmaceutical sciences and is always keen to seek out new ingredients in nature. She has struggled with interpersonal communication, terminally awkward with all but her closest friends. Myrrh demonstrates an inability to maintain strong and lasting relationships. Also, I just want to point out here the closest friends thing. Currently there's only literally one operator that is kind of considered very close to Myrrh, and it's basically because the operator themselves talks about Myrrh during her very own voice lines, and that operator in question is Susuro. But yeah, continuing. Also, not to confuse someone else, even though it's gonna talk about someone here, it's not the same person. So, let's continue. Archive file number 2. After officially becoming a member of Rhode Island, Operator Myrrh exhibited her precious positivity. Compared to other senior operators, Myrrh was much less savvy when it came to familiarity with job protocols or combat, but she worked her way through that toughest time, especially with her friend Harmonia, still recuperating, which only further steeled her resolve to make it on the island. Myrrh did integrate much faster than the other new recruits in some areas. She grasped the island's complicated structural layout and access system without much effort, almost never getting lost. She also made valid suggestions for obtaining unique resources in certain remote regions. All that had the island quickly taking notice of her. So yeah, I just want to point out here, Harmonia is not Susuro. That is a completely different person who is, like the file states, still recuperating from their very own infection. Continuing, Archive file number 3. Operator Myrrh's herbal mix was deemed a great medicine, but it has all the drawbacks of a pre-modern pharmaceutical. Uniquely indigenous ingredients, complicated creation processes, extremely bitter taste, and even elements of witchcraft as part of the recipe. The modern medical community saw it as a relic doomed to obsolescence. But at Myrrh's insistence, Dr. Kaltz developed a special training course with modern technology specifically for her. The training has produced positive results. Myrrh quickly mastered a simplified pharmaceutical process and applied it to her work. While the result remains bitter, The remedies she offered have garnered positive feedback for their effectiveness. With assistance from the convalescent home personnel, Operator Myrrh is now striving to overcome that final drawback of her medicine. Archive file number 4. As for her own and her friend Harmonia's background, Myrrh has never given a straight answer. She spoke of ruins and secret worlds, perhaps to throw others off the trail. Or it could be that she had no understanding of them at all. What is known is the pair came from a region lacking the protection of a sovereign state, relying on strict rules of secrecy to prevent its location or status from becoming known to outsiders. That has stifled investigation into the subject. According to Myrrh's own account, her friend Harmonia got infected during an exploratory mission on which Myrrh made a mistake, but Myrrh has not provided any detail about the adventure or the cause of Harmonia's infection. During interviews, it became clear that Myrrh has suffered from memory loss due to trauma and is unable to reconstruct the event. Note: no information regarding Harmonia's symptoms and prognosis are available through the archive. The patient is currently undergoing treatment as an ordinary infected, but has declined all consultations and inquiries. Very interesting note here at the end, both considering that, first off, they come from a place that is somewhere in this world, even though it's kind of easy to tell considering they have a thing for herbs and herbal medicines, but also considering that the file talks about that the method that they are making them with kind of borders on witchcraft as well. So it is definitely some very old culture, let's put it like that. A very, well, I don't think ancient culture would be, maybe it is an appropriate term to say here, but yeah, definitely an old culture that keeps to themselves. Interesting thing that she would speak of ruins, well, not just of ruins, but of secret worlds is an interesting thing. But if she does actually suffer from some form of amnesia, then I guess she could call them that, depending on what she and her friend were delving into. But also interesting, amnesia. Well, as it is stated, they came for treatment to Rhode Island, but if their home place is so secretive about stuff, could the amnesia be just maybe something herbal medicine induced witchcraft like, to make them not be able to talk about the secrets of their clan and village? Interesting thoughts, for sure. Confirmed? Absolutely not. Just me spitballing an idea based on what is said here. But definitely a interesting thing to look out for, and hopefully we get at some point some kind of extra backstory to her. Would be very nice. But yeah, let's get into the voice files. I will shut up from here and you guys get to listen. So, here we go.
ケルシー先生に提出する報告書なんですけど、最後の方が支離滅裂になってます。夜更かしやめてくださいね。ここは見たことのないものばかりです。よそ見は良くないですね。ごめんなさい。確かに薬草は苦いんですけど、皆さんには効き目の方に注目してほしいです。ドクター、ハルモニーの具合、まだ良くならないですか？わかりました。お仕事が終わったら見に行きます。私の薬草は苦くて人気ないんです。でも 私には苦いお薬しか作れなくて、皆さんの意見もっと取り入れた方がいいですか？私が聞くんですか？話すのはあんまり得意じゃなくて頑張ってみますけど。小さい頃はハルモニーとよくいろんなところを探検しました。はい、私たちは廃墟で一緒に育ったんです。あの頃はずっと外の世界が見てみたいと思ってました。ハルモニーは私の初めての友達で一番の親友です。なのに私のせいであんな風になってしまって、オリパシーで短くなってしまった命、私が必ず取り返します。パフューマーさんのアドバイスで香りのいいハーブを混ぜてみたらお薬人気になったんです。勇気を出して皆さんに意見を聞いてよかった。ハルモニーに私が前より元気になったと言われたんですけど、そう見えますか？きっとあの時ドクターからいただいたアドバイスのおかげです。もしドクターがいなくなったら私はどうしたらいいか。ドクター？寝てるんですか？これでドクターのお部屋をじっくり観察できますね。薬草師のミルラと言います。このコードネームはケルシー先生がくださったもので、命の儚さという意味があるそうです。先生は私にこの言葉をずっと覚えていてほしいとおっしゃっていました。ありがとうございます。これでもっといいお薬が作れますね。これが昇進と言うんですか？役職とかよくわからなくて。昔はよくハルモニーと一緒に探索をしました。こういう秘境とか廃墟を、危険な場所ほど珍しい薬草が取れるんです。皆さんの足は引っ張らないようにします。まずは皆さんと目を合わせられるように頑張ります。はい、ドクター、出発します。私がいる限り皆さんをひどい目には合わせません。はい、行きます。気をつけなきゃ。治療が必要な人はいませんか？ちゃんと狙って投げないと。お薬です。お薬です。受け取ってください。大丈夫、治ります。カット、本当にこんなに厳しい戦いも。ドクターは本当にすごいです。皆さん、今回のお薬の効き目はどうで…いえ、帰ってからまたお聞きします。慌ただしい戦いでした。大きなミスがなくてよかったです。薬の瓶がみんな割れちゃった。まだ服に薬草の匂いが残ってる気がします。ドクター、心を落ち着ける効果のあるお薬を作ってみました。お体にはいいと思うんですけど、やっぱりちょっと苦いです。アークナイツ、こんにちは、ドクター。
Alright, and there we go. That would be the entire thing. Also, just a side kind of trivia note here. Nothing to do with Arknights per se, but with the voice actress for her. I kept earlier listening through the voice file before recording, and I was like, I know this person from somewhere. And I just couldn't put my finger on who it is. Well, it wasn't who I was thinking, or at least the characters I was thinking of, considering on the tone of voice here. But it was someone that I do actually know from a very long-running anime that I cannot wait for the continuation as an anime series, because I really cannot be bothered at this moment to keep on reading the manga. But for anybody who watches and has watched Black Clover, this is the VA for Noel Silva, of all people. I was like, well, I kinda hear it, but I also don't kinda hear it, because those are two completely different characters when it comes to just their characteristics. But yeah, interesting. That was kinda a surprise, but good shit. I guess, good shit. But yeah, this would be it for this episode. So, hope everybody has enjoyed this, and I hope everybody has a fantastic day wherever you are. And as always, I will see you in the next one. Until then, bye bye.